So, right before or during the presidential debate, we had Revolt News that has been on YouTube for quite some time now. Um, Sean Combs used to be the co-founder of Revolt News, but he recently resigned his position a couple months back because of all of the lawsuits that he's dealing with. So now they're saying it's still black owned, according to what was said when he stepped down and removed himself from that organization. So we have here this female looking narcissist, Tezlyn Figaro, who's supposed to be this activist that was running for Bernie Sanders and, doing the so called work in Georgia, helping policies get passed in certain governmental, jurisdictions, according to her. And, she was unleashing uncontrollable rage and anger with her audience and the peers that was around her, especially Michaelah Montgomery. She's one of the new voices that's up and coming, and she knows a lot about, the nation, how it's being run, and how we're in a turmoil of a nation right now, dealing with the migrant crisis, homeless crisis, dealing with all of the resources that used to be for Americans is no longer available. The resources are being drained. Our tax-paying dollars are going to, Ukraine, Russia, Korea, going to the migrants. It's just everywhere at this point. And the resources are being drained. We also dealing with a lot of African American people dealing with, ending their lives because of the fact that they don't have resources to sustain this inflation. We're dealing with open borders, fentanyl poisoning. We're dealing with crimes, gang wars in the streets, taking over in the deep blue states. Of course, they're spending over $500 billion on migrants. A lot of them women are coming off those buses, pregnant, ready to give birth to, and going into American hospital so the child can have citizenship. It's a lot of fraud things going on behind the scenes that is not being talked about at that debate that need to be talked about. She continues to run the same script about January 6th. Of course, she has to blame 45 for that and says that he interrupted a whole riot at Capitol Hill, which was not the truth. They have to run that script so people can remember what happened, what took place. Also, she's not taking responsibility for the fact that she locked up 2,000 black people during her time as a prosecutor when she was in California. This is how she was able to come up in the ranks and, get her reputation out there that she was a tough prosecutor for marijuana possession, even though some black women feel like they should have been in jail for that. How you are in jail for marijuana possession for 20, 50 years, you're giving them outrageous long sentences. And then when their release date came up, you decided to keep them in prison longer for free slavery labor. And you thought that was funny. That was for her own evil enjoyment. And she let a lot of criminals go off the streets, even though they had 18, 22, 25 arrests. She still allowed them to roam the streets after, all of these crimes that were piling up in their criminal background. She didn't care. She let them out. Okay? So there's a lot of things that's not being talked about on these, media. They don't want to talk about that. They like to keep this rulership going, and a lot of us, such as me, I'm not going to be under that rulership. When she takes office, I'm out of here. I'm gone, and I mean that. I'm not spending no more money with black businesses. I'm done. I'm really going to be done with the black community for real. And I'm dead serious. I don't want to hear about we are going to be divided. And I'm serious I mean business about what I said. I'm standing my ground, and I'm not going to take back what I said. And I'm dead serious. I'm not dealing with that. You want them coming to your house complex, putting you out in the streets and have AK-47s, AR-15s, and 9mm handguns out your door? So be it, but I'm not dealing with it. I'm going to go with Harriet Tubman, like I said, and I'm going to find me some land. I'm out of here. Because when we are dealing with these last days, only thing that you're only going to be able to have is land, gold, and food supply. And when that is running short, what are you going to have left to deal with? Because if you think that this is going to be around for you, all these, whatever resources that's left will be around, it's not going to be available to you. So I'm definitely out of here. So she can say whatever she want to say, unleash uncontrollable rage and anger, and, unleash typical playground bully behavior. That doesn't faze me, because this is not going to help me in the timing of her reign of her taking office. Is none of that's going to help me, okay? So when you say that you're dealing with white supremacy, no, you're not dealing with white supremacy. You're dealing with a rulership that had so-called Negroes in slavery for over 400 years, and they still trying to have us slavery. But just like Harriet Tubman said, I freed 1,000 slaves, but I could have freed 1,000 more, only if they knew they were slaves. And I'm really willing to stand my ground about leaving the community overall. I'm dead serious. I'm out. And I mean that. Nobody could bully me or force me to deal with that turmoil and the movement that's getting ready to continue on of dealing with that rulership. I don't have to, okay? So she can say whatever she wants to say. I'm standing my ground. She wants to be with Harris. Go ahead. Y'all could be in all that chaos right along that's getting ready to be unleashed if she takes office. Y'all can have that. I don't want no parts of it. I really don't. So, there's a lot of issues that need to be talked about, but a lot of them didn't happen at the debate, and I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get in the factual facts of what's going on with this country, what needs to be spoken about, how the Taliban still has our military equipment, and it's only a matter of time. This is their 30th anniversary of having a parade, of having our equipment over there. And it's only a matter of time before they turn those same military equipment on us. And what's even more that was so unbearable when she kept saying that she was a big dog and she was an Air Force veteran. And it's like, okay, I have veterans in my family too that were Marine veterans, Army veterans, police officers, and they don't even act like that. They don't behave that way. My aunt was a Marine veteran as well, and she's a baby boomer generation from Harlem, New York. And when she went to military, it was about 1978, 1979 during peacetime. And shout out to everybody, all the service members that served, but some of them didn't even go to combat. And, you didn't go to combat for you to sit up there and just disrespect people and then talk to Michaelah like she was trash and berate her because you feel like she didn't have a resume as long as yours, or y'all don't have any type of equalism. It was kind of like despicable to look at it that, because I'm like, wow, how do you berate her and degrade her because you're saying, oh yeah, she don't have the resume I have. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, what she says, it doesn't even matter, but she's coming with actual facts. You got frustrated with her because she was nailing you and hammering you with actual, issues that's really going on in America. And it irritated her because Michaelah, even if she doesn't have the resume you have, she still has a knowledge that you lack. So she had to demoralize Michaelah in certain ways, which it didn't work, because even though she was behaving in an immature way, acting like a Tasmanian devil, everybody saw right through her, And that's why she was upset, because even though they had other people coming to the audience, coming to the mic, speaking about certain policies that they didn't agree with, she was even being rude to the gentleman that was in the audience on the mic speaking, and he was talking to Young Jock. She was being rude to him and saying that she was a big dog because she was an Air Force veteran. But you were in combat, girlfriend, so calm down. Humble yourself. Still relax. Because there's other people that have a voice that know what's going on with this nation, that are dealing with these hardships right now in America, dealing with this inflation. Not able to either they're going to pay rent or buy food. And this was going on in America right now as we speak. But being that she kept saying, I have this platform, and everybody nowadays feel like they have this platform, and that because they have this platform, it gives them the right to bully other people that have smaller platforms. And just like the gentleman said on the mic, she might be the only one that's going to the White House, Michaelah Montgomery, and it's true. And that's going to look great on her resume, especially if she gets a recommendation from 45 Donald Trump. That's even better for her. So when she graduates with her bachelor's degree, she'll be able to get, top 100 jobs that's out there. She's already qualified. So for her to berate her and be like, oh, her resume is not as long as mine, like, you're trying to minimize her accomplishments. And that's something that I don't really respect. I don't like women that want to bully other women because they don't have those type of accomplishments that you have. You know what I mean? Because it's not fair to the other person that's standing next to you. You don't know what that person might do within a year, within 2 years, within 30 days. That person could be a millionaire within 30 days. And you will just berating and demoralizing their character because they don't have your platform. And because you have this big platform, what does that mean? There's people with smaller platforms that's doing more work than you. Honestly. So a lot of these celebrities and these people that's coming up in the ranks with these so-called internet social media platforms, they're really taking that to the head as if, oh, I have a bigger platform. But are you really doing a community work? How many people have you moved into affordable housing? How many rentals have you gave to somebody? How many people have you got into first-time home buyer ownership? How many? Are you really doing the work? Or are you just saying that? You know what I mean? So she's saying that she's able to get policies turned over and things are changing in Georgia. From what I heard, Georgia's having a problem with the migrant crisis as well, with the blue states with crime going on. So it's not fair for you to berate other, your peers because you feel like they don't have the resume you have because you served in the Air Force. Okay, thank you for your service, but you're rude and you are very immature and you're very belligerent in a lot of ways. So, like I said, this is the example I'm speaking about, reasons why I gotta leave, like Harriet Tubman, and go get my land, and I'm gonna be out because this is something I don't want to be a part of no more. I don't want to be a part of that, that devilish movement. I don't want to be a part of that. So I gotta remove myself from people, places, and things because I can't get caught up in that trap. Because when you see poison in the forest, you got to remove yourself, or somebody's going to cut that snake off at the head because she's going to poison the village. Keep coming back, more to be revealed.